Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Kerry, and this is a Casual Hiker's Guide.
Welcome to our YouTube channel where we document some of our favourite walks around the country.
We're no bushcraft experts.
We're not athletes.
Clearly. And we want to show you that you don't have to be to enjoy the outdoors.
For us, nature is immensely good for both our physical and mental health. I think that you might find that if you give it a go, it'll be that way for you too.
So follow along and join us as we head outdoors.
Hi, I'm Tom. This is a Casual Hiker's Guide. Welcome back to another video. Today we are climbing Coniston Old Man. I'm part way up already. It was so dark when I started that I couldn't record anything. I tried to do a little bit, but the video quality would have been absolutely terrible. This is my first mountain as well for just over maybe nearly 2 months. I've been doing hills and things, difficult little climbs, but nothing crazy. So I'm feeling it. The car park, really good size. So it's like, I think it's called Walla Crag or Walla Scar. Walla Scar probably. I think Walla Crag is one of the Wainwrights. Nice car park. I think it cost me like £8 10p or something. Just be careful if you're doing this hike in winter and the conditions are at all icy. The road up to that car park is so steep, really, really steep. I was in first gear, second gear, all the way up, and it was long. It wasn't like a short steep. It was quite long. So I'm hoping that the roads are okay on my way back. I'm sure they will be. And then I started up this wonderful route. Things are starting to get bright now. Looks great. Right, better get heading on. Trying to use my hat as a bit of a windbreak. We will see how the sound turns out. So as you can see, it is really windy. I've just stopped for a minute just for a little sit down, just for a second, just to catch my breath. Everything feels fine, legs feel fine, everything else is just the lungs a bit. The clouds are supposed to clear as the day goes on. It's going to get really windy because I'm going to show you stuff, but they're up here. You can see them rolling over the hills back there. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I'm going to try and speak loudly for one, make the most of the dip in the wind. I do have a cover on the mic, but I don't know how much that's going to help. Let's move over to these rocks and get down maybe. That's a bit better. I'm heading up this way here, which you can't really see because everything is in cloud. There's been some beautiful breaks, which I would have loved to have recorded, but the wind's so strong. It's blowing the cloud straight over. My mum and I talked about a few things back in 2019. I went there for my birthday. She lives in Germany. And I went to see her and we talked about a few things. One was we wanted to through hike the River Moselle, which is a river in Germany, and they've got loads of castles along the way, and the plan was to do a through hike, which I should still do. I should plan that in for some time. So I had that planned, and she also talked a lot about Coniston water. So it felt right that I investigated a route that is potentially, you know, doable, not like sharp edge or any, you know, a crib goch or anything like that, making sure that it was doable, to get to the top of Coniston Old Man. Oh, that scared the hell out of me. There's a crow out there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is, disappearing. Oh, where's it gone? There. It's kind of hard to keep track of it when I'm not looking at it. Hello, mate. So, yeah, looking at a capable route for us to be able to get to the top. And so far, so good. It was suddenly, as expected, very busy. Reached this bit here, which is a nice windbreak, and then if you have a look on the ground, there is nothing. There is no path. It is just grass. Now I have just seen a cairn over there, so I know that I've got to sort of be on the right route. Yeah, there's no path. Everything is covered in cloud. It's sort of a make your own route, which is fun. I mean, okay, so this is a little bit trodden just here, but barely. So good news, my camera's still working. If you did watch the last video, you'll know that it was super icy. And as I was coming down a hill, I slipped and I fell. I landed on my hand and I, like, you know, hurt it. And it's been hurting for a couple of weeks, you know, it's been a couple of weeks since I recorded that video. I've just had some pain in there, some bruises in maybe, I don't know. Nothing too serious. I just fell again and landed on the same hand, which is again why I'm happy that the camera is working. There's a really cool place that I think would look great in the daylight called Great Crags, I think it was. But like they just looked really awesome, and I think there would be a good view from there as well, but yeah, you just couldn't see anything. Can't see anything at all today. What I would say is that on days like today, the route that I have come, it does get a little bit daunting sometimes because you can't see where the path is. So you've really got to make sure that you've got your map, your compass on you, and GPS is your best friend, because map and compass, you're not going to be able to see any bearings. That is fresh. I don't know if anybody's going to come or not. They might do. I'm on the path. I'm literally just sat on a little bit of the path. The plan was to get, the idea was today to get loads of B-roll footage, work on an introduction and all of that sort of stuff, because these videos aren't going to be released for a few months is the plan. So that was the idea, get a load of B-roll footage today, but so much cloud, so much fog. Goes, maybe I will get some B-roll, maybe the cloud will clear sooner or later. But we'll see. We'll see. Loads of time to get B-roll footage anyway. Loads of walks to do. Therefore, that is quality B-roll. Oh my god, but look at it though. Look at it. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. Look how beautiful that is. The Lake District is something else. Look, this is my path. Like, that there is my path. I get to walk over that. So, Coniston. I think that's goat's water, but again, I could be wrong. Right in the back. The RFC. I mean, that's a false summit there, I think. Maybe it's not. I've come all the way down from up here. That would be where I was a minute ago. I was all the way around here as well, and all the way over there in the cloud. Still in the cloud, old man. But the rest of it's cleared up. So I stopped for a minute just to get my bearings, check the name of the water. That tarn is not goat's water. Goat's water is over the other side. Something was telling me that I was wrong about that, because I checked all the maps last night and I remember going, oh, goat's water is going to be the other side. But I still convinced myself today at some point that that was goat's water. I think it's Lever's water or Lever's tarn. I literally just checked the map like 2 minutes ago. This cloud's just blown in, and it's like you can see how quick the weather can change. Just suddenly all covered in cloud. I'm hoping that this blows over, because it's coming and going at the moment. You can see it's clear enough again, but I'm hoping that I get up there and it's clear, and if it's not, then I'll just have to have some lunch. So I can finally record again. I got absolutely battered. The wind was crazy. Really, really strong. I mean, it wasn't that crazy. I'm sure people have been in crazy winds. I've been in crazy winds, but let's not take away from the fact that it was bloody strong. So I got a little bit of B-roll footage as well today, which I'm happy about. I'll get more on other walks. And yes, it has been cloudy and at times a bit rainy, but that's, unless it's like really, really, really wet and windy, it's not usually enough to put you off a walk. If you're well dressed and well prepared. I'm overdressed at the moment, I'm pretty warm. I didn't put a waterproof on today, like there wasn't that much rain. It was just tiny little spitting. It was spitting a bit. This is great. Nice little waterfall. And the water is clear. It drops down underneath the path, down onto those rocks down there. Changed my mind. They looked interesting, but it's too. I'd have to trek all the way up there, which isn't that far. You see it from here. It's not that far. But who needs to go all the way up there? And you've got the opening of a copper mine right here. That was unintentional. There you go. Copper mine. Yeah, maybe I'll go up the road. I'm going to record this bridge though. I reckon there'll be nice foot sounds, especially now that the wind's not howling. Ooh, I might get a picture of that. So over here we have a tree that's fallen, and we have this cool little cliff here with the trees growing out the top. I mean, there's cliffs everywhere. Obviously, we're in the Lake District. Have I just pointed at the floor when I did that? Did you? Why didn't you tell me? Rude. So yeah, log over here, and then these trees. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at a few angles. Probably isn't going to be anything. I'm too far away, and I can't get the other side of that wall. But I'll give it a go. Last question before I sign off. I've just walked through that fence back there, and I'm walking round this wall here because I know that it leads to another gate to get out. Now, this is a public right of way, so they have to do that, they have to implement that. But access to land, the right to roam, or hasn't been or wasn't a thing in the UK for a long time. Not until all that stuff happened in the Peak District on Kinderscout. Which means that at some point you weren't allowed to. Mountains again. Ooh. Which means at some point you weren't allowed to, right? So at some point somebody put up a fence, which meant that you couldn't walk there. So the question is, what arsehole put up that first fence? I shouldn't say that. Who put up that first fence? Because, people would have been walking there. It would have been, I guess it wouldn't have been a massive footpath or something. It probably would have been quite small. Insignificant, wouldn't it? That's how they do these things. Put one place up, in insignificant place, nobody's going to mind. Then I've blocked off this one path, there's a way around it, whatever. but some idiot was the first person ever to stop people from, you know, walking through a known footpath, through a known way. Imagine being that person. Imagine being like, well, I know you will walk here, and that you're trying to get home, and that this is the fastest route. Just so happens though, I want to grow corn. So, do we grow corn in the UK a lot? I don't know actually. I haven't seen that much corn being grown. Saw it a lot in Germany. I haven't actually have I seen a cornfield in the UK? Man, that farmer must have hated us, because I remember like getting the corn before any corn was on it. Just, you'd like hit each other with it and it'd leave these horrible burns because the leaves are all matted. Anyway, I can hear cars coming, so I'm gonna watch out, because this is a tiny little road and I could get run over. So yeah, here it comes. How am I going to sign off? Happy Barnes touches summit, a car usually. This is the end, touch the end point. Hayes does a little joke where he walks away from camera and then turns around, comes back, picks it up because you can't leave it behind, and says bye, which is great. I don't have anything. You're gonna have to stick with this, I guess.